Terry McLaurin wants $30 million a year, and some people are losing their minds over it. But is that really too much to pay for the face of the Washington Commanders offense? Smash that like button, subscribe to Commanders HQ, and let us know in the comments. Should Washington pay up to keep number 17 around long term? Or is this just too much for a wide receiver in today's NFL? Let's break it down. Terry McLaurin has been the one constant in Washington during years of change, chaos, and culture resets. And now he's finally at the negotiating table. McLaurin is entering the final year of his current contract, and he wants to get paid. According to Albert Breer of Sports Illustrated, that price tag starts at $30 million per year. Not $28 million, not $29. We're talking Tyreek Hill money. Breer told 106.7 The Fan, "If you're Terry McLaurin, you look at it and you're saying, don't even come to me with anything that doesn't start with a 3 per year." I think it's fair for him to ask for something in that range, just based on where the market has gone. Let's not forget who we're talking about. Terry McLaurin has 5 straight 1,000-yard seasons, all while catching passes from an NFL quarterback carousel that included Taylor Heineke, Carson Wentz, Sam Howell, Case Keenum, and even Dwayne Haskins. Despite all of it, he's produced every single year. McLaurin is more than just stats. He's a captain. He's clutch. He sets the tone in the locker room and shows up on Sundays like it matters. So when folks react to $30 million like it's outrageous, they're forgetting that this is the going rate for top-tier wide receivers in today's cap climate. Just look at the deals around the league. Tyreek Hill, $30 million a year. A.J. Brown, $32 million a year. Amon-Ra St. Brown, $30 million a year. Justin Jefferson, $35 million a year. The market reset itself this offseason, and McLaurin is due. If Washington waits too long, the price might climb even higher. Especially with Jaden Daniels showing signs of a breakout, the last thing you want is to lose your number one weapon. This whole situation becomes even more intense when you look at what else is happening in the wide receiver room. Michael Gallup is dealing with a hamstring strain. Noah Brown was carted off during minicamp. And Terry McLaurin holding out until he gets a deal. So who does that leave Jaden Daniels throwing to? Deebo Samuel Sr. and a bunch of guys trying to prove they belong. Gallup specifically is walking a tightrope. He returned to the NFL after a brief retirement, hoping for a fresh start under Dan Quinn. But now he's on the shelf again and hasn't shown enough to guarantee a roster spot. Let's be honest, Gallup was a flyer, a potential bargain. But in the NFL, availability is everything. Gallup's hamstring injury during a crucial install period is not helping his cause. This wide receiver room is getting more competitive by the day, and there are younger, hungrier options who stayed healthy through OTAs and minicamp. Unless Gallup makes a major impact in training camp, it's hard to see how he cracks the final 53. While Gallup's future hangs in the balance, McLaurin's value has never been clear. He's not just wide receiver 1, he's the heartbeat of the offense. And with Jaden Daniels needing consistency and chemistry at the skill positions, Terry McLaurin is the one guy you absolutely cannot afford to lose. Adam Peters has been aggressive this offseason. Lermy Tunsil to protect Daniels, Deebo Samuel Sr. to add yak explosiveness, and Zach Ertz and Colson Yankoff contributing at tight end. So how does it make sense to go all in around your QB and then stall when it comes to his top target? It doesn't. After the Commanders' thrilling run to the NFC Championship game, GM Adam Peters knew the time to go all in was now. The window is open. The franchise quarterback is on a rookie deal, and there's no excuse to play it safe. So, Peters made a move that instantly sent shockwaves across the NFL, trading for 5-time Pro Bowl LT Lermy Tunsil, and then doubling down by drafting Josh Connerly Jr. out of Oregon with the number 29 overall pick. The mission was clear: protect Jaden Daniels at all costs. But here's the kicker. To make room for these elite tackle additions, the Commanders made a major gamble by shifting second-year lineman Brandon Coleman inside. That decision? It could define the entire 2025 season. Let's not forget, Coleman spent last year holding down the left tackle spot, protecting Daniels' blind side as a rookie. He was solid, not a superstar, but for a third-round pick thrown into the fire, he held his own. Now, under new head coach Dan Quinn, Coleman is being shifted to left guard, and that shift comes with high stakes. According to sources around the team, Coleman's athletic profile actually fits better inside. He's powerful in tight spaces, fluid in movement, and shows flashes of dominance when pulling or attacking the second level. But theory and practice are two very different things. Training camp will be the crucible. If Coleman struggles, it won't be long before opposing coordinators start attacking him relentlessly. Guards get tested quickly, especially when teams are sending exotic interior pressure packages. And here's where things get even more fragile. Sam Cosmi is still recovering from an ACL tear. Nick Allegretti may have to swing to the right side. And Tyler Biadasz is learning the language of a new offense at center. That's a lot of moving pieces on the line that must gel fast. Joint practices against the Baltimore Ravens and New England Patriots will be a perfect test. Expect plenty of one-on-ones, blitz drills, and simulated pressure reps to see if this unit is ready. Here's the optimistic case. Tunsil locks down the left side and brings leadership to the room. Biadasz provides experience and communication inside. Coleman, sandwiched between those two veterans, thrives in his natural role. If it works, Daniels will have a clean pocket. The run game will open up, and Cliff Kingsbury's offense will be able to execute at a top 10 level, just like it did during the second half of 2024. Let's not forget, Coleman was one of the most athletically gifted linemen in the 2023 draft. He's got a rare mix of size and foot speed, and if his mental processing continues to develop, there's no reason he can't become one of the best young guards in the NFC. The ripple effects of Coleman's move are significant. It gives Washington a young, cheap starter at guard while paying Tunsil elite money. It buys Connerly Jr. time to grow on the right side or left if they eventually flip. And it shows that Peters and Quinn are willing to shake things up if it means building a wall around Daniels. This is how you maximize the Super Bowl window while your quarterback is on a rookie deal. It's easy to call this risky because it is, but it's also smart. Aggressive roster construction by a front office and coaching staff that understands how fragile NFL success can be. If Brandon Coleman takes the leap and holds his own next to Tunsil and Biadasz, this offensive line could become one of the most formidable in the NFC. If he falters, Daniels may find himself running for his life, and Washington's postseason hopes could fade before November. It's the kind of high-stakes move that separate contenders from pretenders. All right, Commanders HQ family, time to weigh in. Is $30 million per year too much for Terry McLaurin, or is it the only move if Washington wants to compete with the big boys in the NFC? Let your voice be heard in the comments, hit that like button, and make sure to subscribe because camp battles, roster cuts, and contract drama are just heating up. This is going to be a wild summer. Until next time, Commander up.